This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, November the 16th, is a former quarterback who won the Heisman Trophy winner. He's done well. He's actually a sports analyst and a recreational equipment vendor. Kind of weird, but anyway, yeah, he was a Heisman Trophy winner. He was selected to be part of a video game and all that. We have video game covered boy. But as a player, after his time in college, he wasn't really the best, but he was okay in a sense. He is actually Eric Crouch, who's now 45 years old today. So Eric Crouch attended high school in Omaha, Nebraska, and naturally he wanted to go to Nebraska. So he was a freshman on the 1997 co-national championship season, but he had to have ankle surgery. So anyway, Crouch didn't start his freshman year until 1998, when after a knee injury to Nebraska's number one quarterback, Crouch took over the starting duties, and against UAB ran for 2 touchdowns. It was chaotic, but Crouch made another start before Bobby Newcomb came back, and then he had a PCL strain. They went with a senior walk-on instead of Crouch and all that. Crouch ended up the starter for the rest of the 98 season and a loss to Arizona at the Holiday Bowl. Newcomb was named starting quarterback, and it was rumored that Crouch wanted to leave, but he was given significant player time, and he even started it against South Miss. Anyway, Nebraska finished with a 12-1 record. They lost to Texas in the regular season, but beat Texas in the Big 12 championship game, getting Nebraska a big game against Tennessee in the Fiesta Bowl, which they won. Crouch was the starter in 2000, helping them trounce Northwestern in the Alamo Bowl. They were 10-2. In 2001, he was just a serious contender for the Heisman Trophy. In his first game against Texas Christian, he became the total offense leader in Nebraska history. And then after the game against Rice, he was the Big 12 all-time rushing quarterback. And the next week against Missouri, he pulled off one of the greatest runs in history by a quarterback when he was backed up near the goal line, but somehow he scrambled and ran 95 yards against Missouri, the longest in school history, still to this day. Against Iowa State, he broke the record for career touchdowns by a quarterback, and then became the 4th player in Division I history to run and pass for 3,000 yards in a career. Anyway, he looked good. Nebraska looked good in 2001. They were facing Colorado on Thanksgiving Day, and it was a shocker. Crouch could not believe his luck as Colorado won 62-36, and it looked like Crouch was not going to win the Heisman. However, in one of the closest Heisman ballots ever, Crouch beat out Florida's Rex Grossman and Miami's Ken Dorsey to win the award. He was named Best Collegiate Quarterback of the season, obviously. Nebraska somehow got the number 2 seed in the BCS and would be in the national championship game. And actually, people were upset that Nebraska went in over Colorado. I mean, Colorado beat Nebraska. Yeah. In the Rose Bowl, the number 1 Hurricanes did beat Nebraska 37-14. So, Nebraska didn't win the game. So anyway, lots of NCAA stuff. One of 3 quarterbacks in Division I history to run for 3,000 and pass for 4,000 yards in a career. 13th player in NCAA history to rush and pass for 1,000 yards in a season. Career total offense leader for Nebraska still to this day. Most rushing yards by a quarterback in Nebraska history. NCAA record for career rushing touchdowns, 59. I thought someone broke it. Most rushing touchdowns in a game by a quarterback, 4 against Kansas one time. He has the record for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in a season with NCAA season with 20. And still holds the Nebraska longest run from scrimmage in 95 yards. So in his 4 years for Nebraska, he had 29 touchdowns, 25 interceptions. But his running was why he did it. And he ran for 59 touchdowns. More than double what he passed. So, anyway, people were like, will Crouch be drafted? He was, in the 3rd round, 95th overall. The question on my mind is, with the quarterbacks, is that, where was he in relation to quarterbacks? Well, he wasn't drafted as quarterback. He was actually drafted as a wide receiver by the Rams. If he was drafted by a quarterback, he would have been the 5th quarterback taken. David Carr went 1st overall to Houston. Joey Harrington went 3rd to Detroit. Blah. Patrick Ramsey went 32nd to Washington. Wow. Josh McCown went 81st to Arizona. Yeah, he would have been the 5th quarterback. But he was drafted as a wide receiver by the Rams. So that was kind of weird and all that. He still wanted to play quarterback, but NFL teams said he was too short. His athleticism was better for wide out and all that. Unfortunately, he had to have blood drained from his leg after a hard tackle by a defensive player. And then he left the team before playing a game. He would sign with Kansas City in 2005 and was given a chance to play in NFL Europe and became a safety. He wanted to play quarterback. No one wanted to give him a chance, even though he was a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. Regardless, he got his lucky stars as Toronto signed him in February 2006 to play quarterback. So he went to the CFL to play quarterback. He was the 4th-string quarterback in Toronto behind David Allen, Michael Bishop, and Spurgeon Wynn. You have troubles when you can't even out-race Spurgeon Wynn. He would make his regular season debut against the Rough Riders in 2006. After Spurgeon Wynn got hurt, Crouch helped Toronto win the game. Crouch was expected to try to challenge Michael Bishop and David Allen for the quarterback position, but because of injury, he couldn't do it. The Bengals released him. He signed with the upstart All-American Football League. But the league canceled its debut season, so he couldn't play. And then he went to the UFL for Omaha. But the UFL suspended operations in 2012. He became a territory manager for medical device manufacturer in the U.S. And he's a vendor of playground and recreation equipment in Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah, I've been playground equipment. He was a studio analyst for One Versus and all that, and KETV7 in Omaha. He's the current running backs and special teams coach at Midland University in Freeman, Nebraska. So Eric Crouch had a lot of things going for him at quarterback for Nebraska, but he just couldn't get into the NFL. I mean, he could have tried to be a quarterback, and if he fails, he fails. And all that. This is not Jamarcus Russell territory. Jamarcus was given all the breaks in the world. Eric Crouch wasn't really given much of a break. He could have impressed. You never know. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.